Recording on.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the Global Healing Miracle Call. My name is Mariam, for those of you who don't know me, and I am welcoming you with so much love. I'm sending love to your heart, peace to your mind, and peace to every atom of your being. So welcome. I can see Joseph and Susan are here. Welcome, dear friends. Welcome to Clarice. Welcome, Bridget. I can see Esther, my soul sister, is here. Welcome to dear Luke. Lovely to connect with you, my soul brother.
And
welcome to, oh, yes.
Sorry, darling, go ahead.
No, Andrea, please take over.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, evening, wherever you are. And I'm Andrea, here to welcome you as well. My global family, welcome. How are you? I'm happy to see all of you. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Olivia. Hello, Mary Pat. Hello, Andrea L. So wonderful to see you again. Hi, Linda Russo. Nice seeing you. Good morning. Hello, Bridget. My mate in the 100 the 1-year immersion class. Thank you. So good to see you. And Luke, wonderful always to see you again. Welcome. Thank you. Go ahead, Mariam.
Okay, friends. So today, the lovely Jana welcomed me on the call to read a little bit of chapter 3. And it's so funny how this happened, because for the last few days, since Friday, I've been thinking about Gia's story, and Gia's story is in chapter 3. And then I get this message from Jana, and she starts asking me, can you read a little bit about Gia's story? And I thought, oh my goodness, this is one of those synchronicity moments. This is one of those miracle moments. And so I just thought, okay, yes, I can do it. And I got the chapter summary onto my laptop. As some of you already know, I have some visuals that go with the chapter 3 summary. And then Jana said to me, she said, oh, we can also talk about miracles. And I just so happened to have a miracle quote that begins on that chapter. And I thought, it just made me realize just how divinely guided these calls are. Like, we don't always have everything planned, but somehow everything just falls into place. And I think there's probably many of us who've been in this community for a while who's noticed like certain synchronicities that happen. I don't know if you want to raise your hand if anyone notices any synchronicities that are happening in their lives. But yeah, there's just been so many. So friends, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to read a little bit of Gia's story, just a few quotes. So let me go to the chapter. Cornelia, can you see my screen okay? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, friends. So, Namaskar, that beautiful spark of light that's within me bows down to that beautiful spark of light within you. And I honor that place where you and I are one. So chapter 3 is about miracles. Miracles happen every day. Change your perception of what a miracle is, and you'll see them all around you. And that's a quote from Bon Jovi. So Dr. Naram's office was packed with people. There were doctors from Germany, Italy, the United Kingdom, and Japan. All were there to learn from him. And whack, an 11-year-old autistic girl named Gia just struck someone who was trying to calm her down. Sitting in front of Dr. Naram, her mother broke down into tears. I wish my daughter had never been born, doctor. I know that sounds terrible, but it's true. I spend every waking minute, trying to make sure she doesn't hurt herself, us, or others. We cannot take her out in public, and I'm drained of every ounce of strength and attention just coping with her. My relationship with my husband is tense. He is talking about leaving me. I feel like a horrible wife and a failure as a mother. And Dr. Naram said, I'm not God, he said in a calm voice, but I have helped thousands of children like this. The important thing is this question, what do you want? And the mother said, I just want her to be a normal child, to have a normal life. And Dr. Naram said, what if we are able to make a transformation in Gia's life and yours right now? Working with subtle energy points can help remove blocks and rebalance the body, said Dr. Naram. When he started to touch specific points on her head, said Dr. Clint, Gia reached up and grabbed his face with her strong little hands. Her sharp nails scratched him, tearing the flesh on his left cheek. A few drops of bright red blood appeared on his dark skin. Dr. Naram jolted back in surprise. Dr. Naram did not give up. Eventually, he was able to gently put his hands on her head and do the first mama. And as you can see, it's the one on the head, just in this picture. He took her right hand and pressed the tip of her finger 6 times. This mama here is the what I want mama. When Dr. Naram went to press the third mama, yes.
I would love it if everybody would do this marma right now. I would so appreciate it. Cornelia, I need your help. Can you answer your phone for me?
Okay, Jana, would you like me to do it from here, like with the?
Yes, please. If you'll do it, because I would love it if everybody would experience the benefits of this marma.
Okay, friends. So we're going to do these 2 mamas together, and I can't actually, because I'm sharing my screen right now, so I can't see any of you. So what I might do is I'll just stop sharing so I can actually see you. That's better. Okay, so the first one is the head squeeze mama, and you see these 2 sort of middle fingers. You want them to be touching, and you're just moving the scalp. And the way I do it, just to slow it down, is I do it with breath, but you don't have to, but for this demonstration we will. And I breathe in through the nose. So 1, so we're moving the scalp, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And for the what I want mama, I'm going to invite Joseph. Would you like to lead the what I want mama? If that's okay. Sorry to put you on the spot, but you do it so well.
Well, thank you and good morning, everyone, or afternoon or evening. So it's the right index finger that is the one that gets squeezed. And you just take your thumb and index of the left hand over the tip of your finger and ask yourself, what do I want? And it can be something small. It can be a global wish. It can be whatever you want, and even many things. So you just think that. You can put imagine over your right eye, like a white picture.
Red frame. For what do you want? Red frame.
A red frame?
Yes.
Okay. A red frame.
Maybe that's for
No,
letting
I'm
go.
sorry. Let's go back to the
Just
white
do
frame.
It is a white frame. Yeah.
Yes, I thought a
Yeah.
white frame around your right eye as a picture frame, and you image what it is that you want. So you visualize it, you think it, you feel it, and you squeeze the tip of your finger 6 times with that in your imagery and in your heart. 6. And then you can move down to the first knuckle on the same finger and imagine that it's already come true, that it's already happened 6 times. And you can anchor it with 6 taps on your left chest. Life is good.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Very good. Yeah. Very, very good. As Dr. Narang would say, that was beautiful, Joseph. Thank you so much for leading that. And friends, can we just rub our hands together and send Joseph much gratitude? I know he was put on the spot there.
Thank you, Joseph. And I also, can you do this one too, Miriam? Can you? So tap your shoulder 6 times. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, friends. There is going to be another mama coming up. So, oh, there's a hand raised. Lawrence. Yes.
I didn't raise my hand, but it's good to say good morning to everybody.
Oh. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so friends, there's going to be another mama that comes up on the next page of the presentation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it now. And that mama point is in between the nose and the lips. And this mama point is really good for releasing anxiety. It's one that was prescribed for me, and I find that it really works. It's very, very calming. So if you do this mama on somebody, it's really good to support their head. So I'm a kindergarten teacher. So when I have done it on young children, it's really good to support their head. I support my own head because I just prefer it this way. And what you do is when you breathe in, you press. And when you exhale, you move away. So inhale 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6. Okay, friends, so we're going to continue with Gia's story. So I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, so eventually Dr. Naram was able to gently, I just want to check. Jana, can you see my screen? Has it shared okay? I don't actually know if it's sharing.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. Right. Eventually, Dr. Naram was able to gently put his hands on her head and do the first mama. He took her right hand and pressed the tip of her finger 6 times. When Dr. Naram went to press the 3rd mama, a spot between the nose and the upper lip, Gia pushed his hand away and ran into the corner of the room. Dr. Naram did not give up. He repeated the set of mamas. When he tried to do the 3rd mama, this time she reluctantly let him. And he said, "Now, Gia, when you come with me over to this chair, everyone in this room is going to acknowledge you and give you a big round of applause." She followed him to the chair and sat right on it. Well, we all started clapping. For the first time, Gia gave us a huge smile. Dr. Naram patiently repeated the mama points and said, "Now, come here, Gia." This time she went to the new chair and sat down. Everyone clapped, and Gia smiled an even bigger smile. The mother was in tears. "I don't understand." Now remember, this mother was struggling to get her daughter to do even the smallest tasks, and taking her out was so hard. So this was a miracle for the mother. And Dr. Naram says to her, it is important to remember that Jia doesn't actually care for your understanding, and she doesn't care for your tears either. She cares for her understanding. Mama is an ancient technology of transformation. Through these mamas, you can communicate messages that go directly to the subconscious in a way that she can feel understood. When you combine this with a certain diet, herbal remedies, and home remedies, amazing things can happen. Baba Ram Das, who was the master of Dr. Naram, said, no matter how big the problem or difficulty, never give up hope. Okay, and so that's the end of that presentation and that story. I don't know if anyone wants to share anything about what they felt. I just want to say, for those who are new to the call and might not know what mamas are subtle energy points, a little bit like acupressure points in Chinese medicine. And when you press them, they release blocked energy. And so, yeah, this is part of Ayurveda as well, which is an ancient healing system from India, which is 5,000 years old. Okay, I'm going to pass over to our lovely Jaina because she is ready now.
Miriam, thank you so much. And thank you so much, Andrea. I so appreciate, yes, please let's rub our hands together and give Miriam and Andrea a blast of love. And Cornelia and Carol for your help and support. Thank you so much. Thank you. Today, I wanted Miriam to open the call with this, and Joseph, I'm so grateful. I had in my head that I wanted you to do the marma, and I'm so grateful that Miriam called on you to do the marma, because I wanted you to do the marma. And I wanted to do the what do you want marma, because I really think it's important. So in the chat, I would like you to put where you are calling from and what is it that you want. What is it that you had come into your mind at that moment in time when you were doing that? Would love to hear from you. And I'd like you guys to just read. And if there's something that somebody sees in the chat, because I'm not really great at the chat, please raise your hand and let me know that it needs to be shared. Or if there's something right now that you would like to share, would love to have you raise your hand or just let me know. Is Christina and Ryan? Oh, yes. Susan, please.
I would just like to acknowledge Roma Rishi is here and how wonderful it is to see he and Tara, and just really want to acknowledge you and say, yay, yay. So I'm saying, yay.
We're saying yay back.
Yay.
Yay, yay, yay.
Yay, yay, yay.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Just big shout out.
No, it has been a very difficult 10 days. I was in the hospital, but I'm out and I'm getting stronger slowly. I can walk, but I can't walk the way I used to walk. And but the one thing I would like to acknowledge is that 1 week on the call, on the Sunday call, we were in the breakout room. Tara and I were in the breakout room, and we met a young man who lives very close to us. He lives just, 20 minutes down the road. And when we met him and found out he lived just 20 minutes down the road, we said, wow, we should get together and have lunch sometime. And his name is Jim Garrison. He goes by Jimbo. And synchronistically, when I got sick, he came forward and was an angel sent from heaven. I can barely talk because He drove Tara to the hospital every single time Tara needed to come see me. He's been driving us to the hospital every day as an outpatient to get IV antibiotic transfusions. He's taken Tara shopping, and he's an angel. He's a total angel, and we never knew him. The only way we knew him was through this call. And I just want to tell everyone how much we love Jimbo. Thank you. And it's really the power of this community. We all know it, all of us who participate in it. We know that this community is a community that flows with love. And it's not created by any one person, it's love that's doing it all. And if we just open our hearts and surrender to love, love will guide us. Namaskar.
Rama Rishi, that is so beautifully said. I am so grateful that you are doing better. We've been so concerned, sending lots of prayers and love. I know that Clint has a kind of a GoFundMe set up for you, and we're so grateful to that. And that's going to be announced. Matter of fact, Cornelia, should we do that right now? Or, let me ask this, yeah, let's do that right now.
Yes, there were obviously some confusion last week about what is, because there's different donations going on, and where people can actually share or help with certain issues. And it wasn't clear what this is all about. And Clint did yesterday a little talk about that on the immersion call. And I took that out of that video, the little part where he spoke, and I would like to share that with you so you all know what is this all about. And then we share the links accordingly.
There's a couple, actually, we've been swamped with birthdays of powerful people. So the very first birthday, well, obviously Dr. Ahm's birthday, Joseph Engman's, so many birthdays have been happening. It's hard to keep track. And I want to say at the offset, if we miss anyone's birthday, please forgive me. We love you so much. Always the little bit of danger is when we celebrate anyone's birthday. If we miss any, I feel like I don't want to miss your birthday. I want to celebrate you. So at the offset, please, if it's your birthday, help us know about it so we can celebrate you. Second is, one of the birthdays this week was Savan. Now, Savan was raising money for Ancient Secrets Foundation for the money to go towards the orphan home and the other causes. Now, for Savan, what I said is if you donate $97 or more through that Facebook link, then you're put into a drawing, and one of the people who donates $97 or more from the different fundraisers that are happening through the birthday fundraisers will win a ticket, airline ticket, to next time that I'm doing a mystical journey tour of Nepal. And so that will probably not be until next year. And I don't have details about when the drawing will happen yet, because I just really wanted to make sure that at least people know if they donate $97 or more, they're put into that drawing, and one person will win that airline ticket. Now, if the total amount that goes towards Savan's birthday fundraiser is $1,500 or more, then every single person who donates will get some bonus gift. But again, those details aren't there yet, because I actually haven't decided. I have so many good ideas for gifts, but I haven't decided, and it hasn't happened yet. So maybe I don't have to, but I'm planning that it will happen. So Savan, first of all, happy birthday to you, dear, wonderful human. I'm so glad that you're on the earth. So that was one thing. Now, the second thing is, for Roma Rishi's birthday was something totally separate. So for Roma Rishi's birthday, just out of my heart, him and Tara they're just loving servants of humanity, devoting their life to just serve without any fee. I mean, they've done hundreds of workshops around the US about the Siddha masters, never charging anything. And so at this moment in time where they're in that critical situation where they don't have anywhere to live, and then he was in the hospital for so long. And then in addition, their vehicle broke down and they had no money to repair it. I just thought as a community, I didn't feel, in my heart, I didn't feel satisfied unless I did something. So I personally donated $333. I got messages from other people who matched that and have donated $333. My goal was to raise $1,111 or more for them. Obviously, they need so much more than that. But just as a starting point, I wanted to anchor in how much we love them. Now, for that, there is no bonus gifts other than the satisfaction of doing something that matters. Now, I did actually put in the text of it, I personally have an anticipation that if you donate towards that, you can expect unexpected miracles in your life. Because anytime you support people who are just so pure like this, with love, I believe it naturally comes back to you 10 to 100 times or more. So Belle, did I answer your question sufficiently?
Yes,
you have-
yes, got all those donation possibilities mixed up. So yes,
Yeah.
and I can't even find, the one for Roma Rishi, but I'll find it somewhere along the line. Yes,
Okay, and
thanks.
What is it?
I just put it in the chat as well,
Okay.
the PayPal link to donate for them. Now, also, I want to say this because, this community is amazing and everyone has different financial capacity than others. If you're not able to donate to these things, I'm just reminded of our kids here at the orphan home, at the Mountain Children's Home. When the floods happened in Texas, when the floods happened in Florida, the same kids that helped them rebuild their home after the earthquake were in need of help. And when I went to these kids, these beautiful kids, and I says, what can we do? They didn't say, I don't have any money. They didn't say, who am I to help? They're so far away. We need help. They instantly knew what to do. And they did 3 things. And, I'm so tempted. I'm just going to put this video in the chat because I want to cry when I watch this video. First of all, they said, we can pray. And they prayed so intensively for like 20 minutes. One of those prayers where the adults were feeling awkward. It was lasting so long. And second thing is they wrote notes of encouragement saying, everyone has difficult things they're going through. Never give up hope. If we made it through, you can make it through. Third thing is they made these love bracelets and they started raising money in Nepal to send to the people in USA. So even if you have no financial capacity at this moment or very little, you probably have more than the orphan kids. You can donate $5 or $10 or something. And I believe you'll get blessed by that. I even just think, I'm just imagining in my mind, Roma Rishi and Tara seeing a flood of emails with people giving whatever amount they can would make me so happy. Because as we serve any one of us, we serve all of us, But if you can't give anything, send your love, send your prayers. When he was in the hospital bed and I called him and he was hooked up to everything, I says, what do you need? He says, I just need loving energy. And he also says, and I need 15 books because I need to give them to all the nurses and doctors that are here. So we made sure we sent him the books. On the global call, we sent him so much love, but you can send him love every day. He still needs our help and our support in this way, So thank you, Belle, for bringing that up. I totally forgot about that.
Thank you, Cornelia, for showing that video. And Cornelia is going to put all the links in the chat. Dr. Stephen, I see your hand is up. Yes, please talk.
So there's 2 things I'd like to share. First, I'd like to share my view with Hank this morning. And when I did the what do you want, I was looking at this view and I'm like, oh, it shows up at times, right where you are, right where you're looking. So sometimes we just need to look out and say, this is what I want now. What do I want? Accept where you are, what you have, and then what do you want? And the second thing, I was thankful to be part of the conversations with Roma Rishi, but I want to tell people out there, Ayurveda works the best when people are alive. So if things are happening in your life, God put all this emergency medicine, hospitals. I've seen Dr. Naram ask people, would you like to go to this woman came to see Dr. Naram. She was having a heart attack. She was waiting in line for an hour to come see him. He took her pulse and he goes, ma'am, would you like to go to the hospital or would you like us to treat you here? She ended up getting treatment there and then going to the hospital, and she went to work the next day. But I want to say, we'll clean up the mess later if you need to go get other treatment. We know how to do that well. So don't risk your life to try to do it just the natural way, because all of this is the natural way. So use your tools, but be conscious. Reach out for help. That's all. Have a beautiful day.
It's so profound. Thank you so much. We're so grateful that you were a part of this healing, this process. We're so grateful for this community. Roma Rishi and Tara, you guys are a key part of this. We so appreciate you. Let's go ahead and rub our hands together and send Tara and Roma Rishi some love. And Dr. Stephen. Thank you. As I opened the call, I realized that we had some technology things that I needed to take care of, and I didn't do it very well, even though I pressed the what do I want, and thank goodness other people on the back end are helping out. So I so appreciate that. So I don't mean to be a little frazzled, but I'm doing the marmas and getting calmed down. So thank you. Thank you for doing the what do you want. So Erin and Heidi, I see your hand is raised.
Hi, you guys. So good to be with everybody. Just wanted to share really quick when Miriam first asked, has anybody experienced any synchronicity in your life? And I won't go into full detail, but without exaggeration, last night was one of the absolute most synchronistic unfolding evenings of either of our lives. So we've created everything around us. It was like we were opened into the synchronistic field. And so we thought about that and laughed about it. It's like, it's continuing that she would ask this question. And then, but it's like, we don't have to share. And then Roma Rishi shared about when you choose love, it's all around us. It's what opens it up. And then I was like, I have to share, because that's literally the space that we went into last night that opened up that awareness of it. And then Dr. Stephen shared, if you open your eyes, it's all around you. Like those three things are literally the exact experience that we had, you guys. And I won't I don't want to take too much time of all the details, but basically we had some challenge, some distortion yesterday. We were both kind of on it. And then we said, let's choose love. We were going out to see the Dave Matthews Band. It's one of our favorite artists, to go see them live. And we said, you know what, like, you know, we're in a swirl, and we came back and we chose love. Let's choose love. Let's create our life. Let's choose it. And from the moment we stepped out the door was like insane magic in the over and over and over and over and over again. But I'll just give you one of the smallest examples of when we first got to the show. It went all night, you guys, and it's still happening on this call. It's like a secret city. So we get to the whole drive, everything, and we get to the show. There are thousands, tens of thousands of people. It's so crowded, it's so packed. We're driving, it's so full, and we see there's a security guard who sees us and just like lets us in. Yeah, here, you guys come this way. And we drive in, and there's so many. I'll just share this one thing, and then there's so many lanes. There's so many lanes blocked. And then some open, and it's like, where do you go? We just go, let's go down this one. Every parking lot, every space is full. We pull into the very last one, the closest to the stadium, and there's one spot available that's a handicap spot, and I'm on a chair, and it's like waiting for us, and we pull in, and 1,000 cars in the parking lot. The car parked right in front of us. The license plate said mysticism. And we were talking about literally saying the words mysticism, not minutes before, and tapping into the mysticism from choosing love. And the license plate says it like right in front of us. So it's just all the sharing here, I had to bring it in, that it's like, it's real, you guys. You choose love, and the universe will present it to you in ways that are surprising. We could not have chosen or thought to choose a single thing that happened last night, and yet every single one was so profoundly synchronistic to our truth and our want in ways that we would not have been able to express except for our love and our feeling of it. And it's continuing here. It's really amazing.
It is so pretty, so awesome, so truly awesome. Heidi, what did you experience with that night and the miracles that were unfolding before you?
You know, Ron said there's been some challenge, not just yesterday, but, you know, leading up to yesterday, and trying to do the right thing in life is so important to me. And I keep coming back to my heart, and any time that I'm not in that space is when I experience the most challenge. And one of the lines that he sang last night from one of my favorite songs was "Fall Back Again." And when I used to hear that song, I used to think about challenge, because you're falling back again. But last night I realized it was about trust. You fall back again so that you can be caught, right? It's like that trust fall. So we're here to love. We're here to forgive. We're here to evolve together. And I'm so grateful for this community, because I'm reminded that my heart is the greatest gift that I have here to share. And anytime there's a block or an obstacle or a challenge or something that's just stuck, it's love that will dissolve all of that. It was heart medicine last night. I needed that. I needed last night. And my beautiful husband reminds me every day that there's magic all around us, and we just have to continue to love and stay in that space. And if we go astray, we keep coming back. And I have to say, you know, since Dr. Clint married us in December, he said there will be challenge, but just remember, with every obstacle, every challenge, there's that seed of equal or greater benefit. And I became very cynical a couple of weeks ago. I thought, there's so much challenge. Where's the seed for equal or greater benefit? And he's not wearing his necklace, but we were gifted seed necklaces from another friend for our wedding gift. And I'm seeing the answered prayers. I'm seeing the light again. I'm seeing how, almost like a rubber band, we were pulled back with so much challenge, only to be launched into the space of beauty and love and forgiveness and kindness. And I don't want to be at war with myself. I don't want to be at war with other people. So we let the dark dissolve into the light, and we keep doing that beautiful heart work that we are here to do. So blessings to all of you, because you really are our brothers and our sisters and our global family. So love you all.
Erin and Heidi, thank you so much for showing up with so much love. What you said, Heidi, is exactly what I needed to hear. So thank you very, very much.
And I can just close by sharing a couple. Dave Matthews Band has been the soundtrack of my life. Like you said, it was heart medicine. We went to church last night, you guys. We went to Cosmic God Church. It was unbelievable. 2 lyrics that I want to share. Above all things, if kindness is your king, then heaven will be yours before you meet your end. And the second one, if you give, you begin to live, you get the world. And what I love so much about that lyric, it's powerful. And that to me is this community. It's what it's all about, is giving. If you give, you begin to live, you get the world. And that's 2 ways. It's like, oh, I get the world. I get it. I get the world. But by doing that, you also get the world. You get the world. And from that service is what creates the living, to what you said, love. of living from your heart. And then you get it, like, that's it. That is what it is. And this community is a living embodiment as we all remember and practice together.
I love it. So incredible. And Bridget, thank you so much for putting those words of Aaron from the Dave Matthews songs in the chat, because it's so great for us to be able to reread them. You know, kindness is your king, you know, and giving. It's just so beautiful. Aaron and Heidi, have you guys participated in the miracle experiment game before?
Well, I did the first one that started it off. That's, yeah.
Okay.
And then been a part of the calls, but hadn't done any of the specific smaller sub games or groups.
Gotcha. It just, the way that you were talking, the way that you see miracles, that's what happens when I participate in the miracle experiment experience. And I'm just so excited that it's coming up June 5th or June 6th. Carol,
Yeah, it's the 6th. On a Monday, we'll have the big kickoff. And what we're thinking right now is it's pretty darn exciting that it's going to be in English, Spanish, and Italian. So we have those groups in the works. And so we'll have probably 3-day options that people can choose: Sunday, Monday, or Friday. Like Asia Pacific Friday, 4:00 Pacific time, and the one on Monday will have probably 2 options on that: a 10 a.m. and I think the second one, I've got it written down someplace and it'll all be out there, but we'll put the link in for you to register, which is really important right now so that we get the head count. We already have over 100 people, so it's going to be great. There'll be breakout rooms in those larger meetings where you'll get a group of people that you'll be sharing the experience with. And it's amazing. Free gifts for you. A new release from Dr. Naram, a track from Wisdom World that's pretty exciting. And Buster's saying, yeah, guys, you got to sign up. Miracle Experiment. It's the best.
It really is. And hello, Buster. The Miracle Experiment is so exciting. I had somebody from the community ask me, what is this? And, you know, because we have so much going on, we have so many, you know, we've got trainings going on and things. And basically what this is it's a time to come together as a group, and we practice principles from Dr. Naram, and we work on them every single day and connect with our group every single day. And it's amazing how miracles unfold. So what Aaron and Heidi were talking about, they set the intention of the day of love, you know, to step into love instead of that war feeling. And then miracles unfolded. And when you consciously do this with a group, it's almost like it magnifies. And it's incredible. This is probably our 10th or maybe even our 11th one. And it is miraculous. This is my favorite part of the whole entire, you know, experience. So it's incredible. I want to get to the raised hands, but Christina, I believe, are you on the call, Christina?
I'm right here with Ryan.
Yes. You guys have had some miracles in Nepal. Can you go ahead and share what you guys were going to share with us?
Yeah, sure. So we, first of all, Ryan and I are on the board for the Ancient Secrets Foundation. And we have also, I coordinated the retreat to Nepal with Clint, and we were there together in Nepal. And Clint promised all of us that we would get at least one miracle from that trip. And I personally got 3. So that was pretty amazing. I wasn't expecting any, to be honest. Ryan, what did you?
Go for it, because I think they're the same.
Yeah, but you do one. You share one.
Go for it. I'm trying to remember what.
So Ryan is also on the board, and
Yeah.
Ryan is, they're married, and we so appreciate all of the work that you guys do behind the scenes regarding the foundation and the orphanage. I know you guys do a lot, so thank you so much for that. So yes, I'd like to hear your miracle.
So the first miracle, we are building a house right now. And before we left on the trip, they told us that they had screwed up in the basement framing one of the bedrooms, and it was 9 inches off, and it messed up the bedroom and the bathroom. So they would have had to like cut down our sink area, and it would, the drawers would be smaller. It would just be a pain. And we looked at it and we considered like not changing it, because they told us it would take 2 extra months to finish for whatever reason, just to get people back in and get it replumbed and whatever. And we looked at it and we said, we can't have this. It looks weird. You know, I don't want a smaller bathroom. So
You got to just fix it, make it how it's supposed to be.
yeah. And we were ready to like bite the bullet and be like, all right, it's going to be 2 extra months. And while we were on the trip,
Well, so back up though, because one of the other challenges that we had is we were told we had to be out of our house June 1st. And so with that 2 months, it actually pushed it out to August. And so that put us into a weird scenario where we'd probably have to move out of this house for 2 months and go live wherever or move in with family. And as everybody knows, when you're moving, it's kind of a pain to move all of your stuff into storage for you to live a nomadic life for 2 months and then have to move it all back in again. And so we really didn't want to do that. So right before we left for Nepal, what I actually did is I reached out to the builders and said, look, because I've done some renovations, some remodeling in the past, I kind of understand to a degree how much time something would take. And so I basically put out an offer. I said, look, go to this contractor. I'll pay him this much to get this done in their overtime hours, like a evening or a weekend. There are 3 different contractors: the framer, the electrician, and the plumber. And so I threw out an offer and said, if you will talk to them, I will bonus them out this much money to get this done in the next week or 2. And we left it at that. So then now go ahead. And I just had to give a little backstory.
so we go to Nepal, and that was what, 2 weeks after that, 1 or 2 weeks after.
1 week.
And we get a text about halfway through, maybe 3 or 4 days in, that said, hey guys, we just want to let you know everything's been fixed and everything's back on schedule. And that was that after we fed the
I don't remember.
dogs.
It's all been a blur.
We fed the dogs at the dog ashram at the Pushpati temple.
So that was the dogs.
That was the dogs. So the dogs blessed us with that. And then
the monkeys. Yeah. So with.
You know what? Most of us don't even know what you're talking about. Do you want to share some of this?
Right, so dogs. So in which temple was it?
Pushpati.
Pushpati.
It's where they cremate the bodies. It's a very like sacred area. There's an ashram that they take in street dogs. And when we went there and fed them and then donated from the foundation to them, that we felt that was the miracle from doing that with a Titi Devo Bawa.
Right. And so one of the things that Dr. Naram would say as well is he always said, you want to make sure you feed the wild animals. So dogs, cows, crows.
Those are the main ones.
Those are the main ones. So anytime you see them, you want to feed them. But for many of us, we don't have just dogs, crows, and cows that are wild all around us. So, maybe there's something different you can feed. So anyway, part of the day's experience is we did go in, and they probably have 80 dogs, and we took in a bunch of like snacks for them, and we spent an hour and fed dogs. Crackers, yeah, crackers. They're snacks. Come on, they were almost snacks for us. We almost started eating them too. Yeah. So anyway, that was the first one. Is after we fed the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I think the second one was the monkeys.
Well, remember we fed the pigeons. That was outside of what we were all doing, but we went and fed the pigeons too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And I can't remember which one. Pigeons and
I feel like
monkeys.
The pigeon one was, and there's different blessings you get for different animals. And this is based in Nepal too, not just what Dr. Naram taught as well. But Unfortunately, my husband's dealing with some lawsuits, and one of the lawsuits was in
Colorado.
the state of Colorado. We live in Utah, so they were having to pay for an extra attorney.
And so basically, yeah, I mean, I've old business associate of mine, for whatever reason, decided that he feels like he's got rights to different assets. And so he wanted to go after an asset of mine in Colorado. So put me into a lawsuit. It's pretty frivolous. And anyway, so I had to get an attorney in Colorado plus my attorney here in Utah to fight this case. And I think it was after the monkeys. I'm just going to say it's after the monkeys. Maybe it's the birds. I'm just going to call it experience. So so we fed the monkeys. And then because Nepal is a 12-hour difference, that evening we went to bed, woke up the next morning, and there was a text in my phone that the Colorado lawsuit completely got dropped. And so that's a miracle too. And what was that?
The third one was my personal one. So we were in Old Town, Nepal, which is called Bhaktapur, if you've been there. And in Bhaktapur, we went in different little groups, and I was with Clint, and we walked around and we looked at the peacock window, which is the Mona Lisa of Nepal, and saw different areas. And one of the things he challenged us to, number one, have fun. Number two, do a service or a seva. And then number three, meditate. And our group hadn't meditated. And we were sitting there eating some lunch across from one of the beautiful temples. And I just sat there with my hands like this, just meditating. And I started to feel like this swirling feeling in my hands. And are you laughing at me?
I didn't know your story. Go.
He's laughing at me. And so I can't believe he's laughing at me. Then, so I feel like it was activation of Reiki. I don't know anything about it. I don't know what to do with magic swirly hands. But I feel like I should do something with it, and that like I can send love, the universe's love, to people through it.
That's a good one. Yes.
It's so amazing. I love it. You know, so you go to Nepal, Clint says you're going to see miracles, and you have 3, and those are not small miracles. Those are pretty big. You know, a house, a lawsuit, and swirly Reiki hands. It's amazing. How was the trip overall? What was your viewpoint of going to Nepal? You guys have been a couple of times.
Yeah, we have. First of all, I love Nepal. The entire experience was just, it was an amazing experience, unforgettable. For me, myself, I was most forward looking towards visiting the children at the orphanage, primarily because that's what started the entire Ancient Secrets Foundation, was the orphanage. And so for myself, everything on the trip I was looking forward to, I was excited about, but the most important thing and what got me excited and actually fulfilled my entire trip was just the few days we got to spend with those orphans at the orphanage. And so I shouldn't say orphans, the children at the orphanage. They're really a magical family group when you get to know them and you get to interact with them. There's just so much that can be learned from those children in that home that it's hard to describe unless you're there. But what you do get is an overwhelming sense of love, of charity, of service, of companionship, of friendship. I mean, I think we could go on and on with them, but in fact, once we left the orphan, I basically said my heart's full. And that, I mean, for me, that was like the pinnacle of the trip.
I think too, what's important is when we were there, Clint invited us to learn some of their names, and Ryan actually made it his his mission to learn all of their names. So when when we'd been there before, we learned some, but I didn't feel like we tried as hard as we could have. And this time when they were introducing themselves, Ryan wrote down each of their names. And
I videoed it and wrote them down so I could go back and study them. And so that night I stayed up for a couple hours and just studied every one of their names. And then every time I saw each one of the children afterwards, I made sure that I called them by their name so that I could re-ingrain it in my mind. So I would learn them.
I didn't do as well, which is fine.
But
But
that was my personal mission to do, so.
Ryan, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I just think that my experience was I had another experience that was really powerful with them. So if whatever you wanted to say to Ryan, I can share.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say that there is a true power in hearing your own name, and especially if it is communicated, spoken, correctly. Because, my name is Jana. A lot of people call me Jana or Janae or, other. And though I know that they're talking to me and I honor that, but when somebody says my name, Jana, it's like, wow. And I believe that is, I think Clint understands the power of being able to hear people's names, rather than even, calling somebody, sweetie or, dear or something like that. There's just such a power when you communicate your, that name, so Ryan, I think it's very powerful that you connected with those children in such a way that really connected to them individually into their heart. So I think it's awesome what you did.
Thank you.
Christina.
Yeah. So I had a moment where I kind of had a meltdown when we were at the orphanage, and I knew I just needed to cry, but I didn't want to leave. We were kind of having a party, and I sat, there's kind of a place you can sit outside, and I was just sitting there crying. And Dr. Giovanni came over, and he was aggressively pushing this point on me, which I think made me cry harder right here. He's all, let it out. I'm all, it hurts. And then I had other people supporting me, but I had one of the little girls, Santoshi. She's like 12, but maybe looks like she's 7, just teeny tiny. Come over. She saw I was crying, and she just came up to me and just was wiping tears off my face. And then that made me cry harder, because there's this child that is in an orphan home and does not have anywhere near the things I have, and is trying to console me. So that was interesting. Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful. Not only the fact that she was giving you that nurturing, but Christina, you were crying. I have only heard you guys crack up and laugh. You guys have the best humor. I love listening to some of your banter. It's just awesome. So, you were touched by your heart, and somebody came over and soothed. It's absolutely beautiful. So thank you. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you guys would like to share?
We just wanted to say that where we're at with the orphanage right now, Ryan was able to get a bunch of things that they needed.
Yeah, so
you want to talk about
one of the, in fact, is during one of the parties that we were having there, I pulled his name's Raj and Ramesh. And I can't remember the mother's name. What's her name?
Oh, I call her mom.
I know. I call her mom too. Anyway, we kind of pulled them aside to meet with them. And I wanted them just to walk us around the home, and so I could create a list of all of their needs. And that was from bedding to new kitchen utensils to dining room tables to other tables to walls to shower curtains. It's sad is in the girls' bathroom, they don't have any shower curtains to separate them so they can take a shower and have their own privacy. And so just all those little things. So we made one big list of everything. So now we can go back in and start providing those. But before, we never really knew what they needed. At the beginning, we were working with helping them build a new building. And then that has transformed a bit, and there's some things we're trying to figure out. They may need to move to a different location. But for the time being, at least we can help them with the needs that they have. So we do help provide their food for them, but everything else, we wanted to get really clear as to what those needs were. So we created a long list, and now we're just going through and starting to chip at those one on one, or one at a time, I should say, until we get them everything they need. So it's definitely a fun project, and it's very meaningful. A couple weeks ago, we just got them all new bedding and pillowcases and pillows, which to us, that may not seem like a lot, but the children were so excited just to have a new pillow, to have a new blanket on their beds, new sheets. And so that was a huge gift that we were able to offer them. And that's because of all the donations of everybody that has helped, and the love that everybody has shared to support them.
That's so awesome. Yeah, Ryan, thank you for sharing that. I so appreciate you giving us the update regarding the building as well, because I had wondered myself, what was happening there. But, I believe that there's probably a lot of new people on the call. And if you are new, if you can just put in the chat, hello, I'm new, would love to say hello to you. But what happens here is a lot of the proceeds from all the things that we participate in. We've got the donations, we've got the purchase of the book, we've got the different trainings, even the miracle experiment experience. All of those, the proceeds go to the Nepal orphanage. And so what Ryan is talking about is a really core part of Ancient Secrets. So appreciate all of you, all of your donations, all of your support. And Ryan and Christina, thank you so much for everything that you do and your mindfulness regarding, the orphans and the orphanage. So appreciate you.
Well, send you love for my magic swirly hands. Ryan laughed because he doesn't have magic swirly hands.
It's true. I'm a little jealous.
Let's pretend like we all have magic swirly hands and send everybody love.
Thanks, guys. We love you.
We love you. I love it. Great. Let's get to some questions. I don't know who was first. Romarishi, let's go ahead and have you talk first.
There was just some talk about the power of names. And when I was in the hospital, everyone was very interested in my name because it's very unusual. Romarishi Siddha Nath. That's not a name that I made up. That was given to me by a great spiritual master, a great Siddha in South India. And he was extraordinary. His guru gave him the job of feeding poor and hungry people for the rest of his entire life. So from the time he was a young man, he started doing that. And throughout his lifetime, he fed over 10 million poor and hungry people. That's all he did. And Tara and I had the great honor and privilege of meeting him, and he gave me that name, Romarishi Siddha Nath. So when I was in the hospital, all of the nurses would say, "You have a very unusual name." What does that mean? And even the doctors would say, "Wow, that's quite a name. Well, what does it mean?" And I would tell them about what I just said, that it was given to me by this great master in South India. But what I really want to share with you is what was, for me, the most wonderful experience of being in the hospital. And I really don't want to make a big deal about what happened to me. I know there are many people in this group that have gone through much more serious health problems than I've been going through. But I just want to share the one most beautiful experience that I had. And that was, I would inevitably feel very, very loving toward the nurses. I would really value the fact that they've devoted their whole life to serving humanity. And one morning, there was a very young nurse taking my blood pressure, which they do at 4 a.m. It's like, you have to realize 4 a.m., vital signs are being taken. 6 o'clock, blood is being drawn. So she was taking my blood pressure. And I sensed that she had a very open and tender heart. And so that made me feel confident to do what I did next. I looked at her and I said, "Do you believe in angels?" And she said, "Well, I definitely know that there are things bigger than me that I don't fully understand." And I said, "Well, you do have angels, and they watch over you, and they guard you, and they protect you. In fact, all the nurses have angels, because all of you nurses are living a life of service to humanity. And when you serve humanity, you serve God. And you don't have to think of it as being Christian or Buddhist or Hindu or whatever. It's the spirit of love, the spirit of love. You are living your life in service to the spirit of love. And because of that, these angels are always protecting you and guiding you." And I could see there were tears through her plastic mask. I could see there were tears in her eyes. And she took my two hands and she clasped them very strongly inside her two hands. And she held them between us for a long time. It felt like at least 2 minutes. And then she said, "Thank you. I needed that. You're going to be fine. You have good energy." And it was the most beautiful experience I had in the hospital. I just wanted to share that with everyone.
Ramarishi, I'm really glad that you did. It reminds me of the story of Gia that Miriam opened up with, and that the power of connection with a human being is so important. And if anything, if we get anything out of being in this community and being with the ancient secrets, wow, it really isn't a secret, but yet a lot of people are not really aware of that power. So thank you so much for sharing that. Oh, you're muted.
And I also must mention that when I first became sick, I contacted Clint in Kathmandu. It was 1 a.m. And he said, "Contact Dr. Stephen," because he's in a better time zone. And I contacted Dr. Stephen, and he said, "You can listen to me or not, but this is serious. You need to go to the ER right away." And because of Dr. Stephen being so emphatic, I did go. And I'm not a person who goes to hospitals or doctors. I don't take Western medicine, but he guided me correctly. And it probably saved my life. Because when I went in the hospital, my blood pressure was 64/60.
Oh my gosh.
And my heart rate was 120. And they all said, "You definitely could have died." So thank you, Dr. Stephen.
Yes, thank you. Wow. So glad that you listened. So glad. Thank you. Elena, I know you're off camera, but are you able in a position to be able?
Yeah. Oh. Wow. First of all, I want to thank everybody so many lessons in this period, so many lessons. And first of all is the grace that even through the hard moment like Romarishi was living, his eyes were full of light. And when he was speaking to us the other Sunday, was such a, you could feel the grace and the way he stood in that, like full of trust and, be part of something that is bigger and trust on that. And so this was one very, very strong message that arrived to my heart. The second one was that the first time I dreamt the turnaround the other night. It was a very powerful dream. And I usually see him like he comes and says something, but it's not in a dream. So what I talked to Giovanni and Clint the other day was like, the amazing thing is that in the dream, he was here in my house at the desk writing a letter. So I don't know if it was a teaching that he was going to give me or something else. But in the dream, I knew that he was not in the body anymore. So we say, no, wait a minute. I have to take a picture, Dr. Naram, because you are not more in the body. So if you are here in my house, it's a miracle, right? So I was taking picture and he was laughing so much. And so at a certain point, I realized that really, the presence and the loving being are all over and they are with us all the time. And we are never alone. And in this community, I can feel the power of one big heart like pulsing. He made me did something like I usually embrace the energy and that comes through my body, and I used to move myself like to bring down something, right? So I was doing that with him. He was looking at me, and then at a certain point my belly was like the earth, like the earth, yes, the word. So
The earth, yes.
yes, so he blessed that, and I says, well done, he says. So I think we are really was a blessing for everybody and for the earth itself. So I was so, honored to be to be part of that. So I think everybody is because the house was full of people, and many of you were here, and I have to cook later on for everybody, so it says, well, we are really one. So thank you so much for that.
It's so beautiful. Elena, I love your grace and your energy. You have such a deep love for Dr. Naram and the ancient secrets. Dr. Giovanni. Elena has Dr. Giovanni usually stays with her when he's coming to Pulse Clinic in Italy. And she has such a beautiful connection with the ancient secrets and with Dr. Naram. And I love this dream that you have. And what overall, if you were to look at the dream, what overall would be the main message of the dream that you just had?
We are one.
We are one. Yes.
Yeah. And there's nothing that can, that doesn't live and exist anymore. Everything is here and now, and the essence, because the thing was that I was, was just from 8 o'clock up to midnight, kind of, not, because I felt like I was falling asleep, but in this state, I travel actually, usually, and not sleep, right? It was a night very late. So what I understand is that if you trust, and you go with your heart wherever it goes, because in my mind says it's 8 o'clock, it's too early, what do? You have to do the translation of the 100-year course, blah, blah, blah. So, but then they said, no, okay, it's coming. And so I let it in, right? I let it in. And the other thing is, well, of course, that we are one, and that really death doesn't exist. I mean, and if I can take 1 minute more, the next day I had a person that wants to come, a woman that she wants to come to know me. Actually, she was a student of one of my students for Akashi Records, but she heard my name and she says that anytime that Giacomo was saying my name, she felt something, so she wants to meet me. So she came and I gave her a treatment and healing session. But what happened after that was after the dream of the turnaround, right? So when we were here in the kitchen sharing some tea and talk a little bit, I told her an experience that I had when I brought back from a coma one of my soul sisters. She was an old lady, but we recognize each other, from another lifetime. And so when we met, we stayed many times as possible together. She was very, very old. She was 84 young, actually, very, very young. And she was 84 when I met her, and we stood together up. She left her body. But anyways, at a certain point, I was talking to her, right? And I says, that day there was my birthday, and there was everything, the essence of the source, and there was you can see Christ or Buddhas or Aurobindo or many different essence of that one essence that is love and it's life. And I was bringing down to her body the breathing, right, of the life. So at a certain point she wake up from the coma. So I was so happy, I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, right? And I was telling her that, and at a certain point I look at her and it's like, oh, I was crying. And that woman, I recognize her. So I says, and she says, what's happening? And I says, wow, you are her. So she got up from the chair. She hugged me. She was crying and she says, this is the most beautiful day of my life. And I said, what's going on? If you...
Well, I just love, again, the human connection, the connection that you were talking, that Roma Rishi was talking about with the nurse, is the connection that you're experiencing with this woman. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Elena, thank you. Beautiful words. I love what you said. You said, when you trust in your heart and you listen and you allow it to flow, that's where the benefit is. It's just so beautiful. I want to get to the hands up, Luke and Bill, but I need to bring on Andrea. I want to bring on Andrea really quickly.
Thank you so much, Jana. I just want to say thank you, Elena. And Roma Rishi, I'm so happy to know you're back home with Tara and Bodhi. And Jimbo, thank you for letting love guide you. Christina and Ryan, I just want to let you know, I have experienced Nepal vicariously through you. I felt every word you just shared. So thank you for sharing that. So as Jana says, I'm Andrea, and I'm fortunate enough to be involved with the planning of the Ancient Secrets Unstoppable Love celebration, which also coincides with the 2nd anniversary of our Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer book. I am also very fortunate to be planning this with other members of our community. And this event will be held June 1st and 2nd of this year, beginning at 11 a.m. Pacific time. It is a free event for everyone. And
Joseph, would you like to jump in, please?
Sorry.
And Andrea, you're muted.
I believe it's 11 a.m. Eastern time and 8 a.m. Pacific time.
Yes.
That's absolutely correct. Thank you so much for that. I'm a bit nervous. Thank you. Yes. And it's a free event for everyone. However, if you have the means, we're asking if you to donate $97 or more. It will benefit the Nepali orphanage that Christine and Ryan just shared about just a moment ago. And if you look in the chat, you'll see I put the link there for donation. And there's also a link there where you can go to pre-register, which is very important for us, because if you pre-register there, then we can forward all the details of the event coming up. And just want to let you know, this is going to be a really loving space. It's open to the world. And as Dr. Clint called it, it's sort of our sandbox. And we're inviting each of you to join us to play and see how we show up. And you can learn and grow with us. So thank you all so much. And I just want to invite my co-planners, Joseph and Susan, to just share a little bit of why they wanted to get involved with the planning of this event.
Hi, everyone. I think that probably the biggest reason I wanted to get involved is that I've never done anything like this before. And Ancient Secrets has really supported me to step outside my box and try new things with love. And this has been a great place to have lots of creative ideas and to get to know the people on the committee, get to know people better. What better way to get to know people than to work on a project with them? And I just want to put out the teaser that the experience is going to be an immersion experience for 2 days. And we've really set it up that you're going to get the opportunity to experience different aspects, of course, of the Ancient Secrets community. And then our community has so many profound healers in it. And we have a number of people who are going to express their greatest gifts and take us on their healing experience, how they bring healing through them. And so it's really going to be awesome. And we're going to play together. We're going to dance together. We're going to laugh together. We're going to move together. We have our brilliant Cornelia doing a number of movement sessions with us. We have our beautiful Anna doing shamanic chanting. I mean, I could go on and on. Lawrence is going to do vibrational healing, take us through that. And then we have Lisa Mitchell, who's going to talk to us about Beyond Hmong. I mean, it's just going to be awesome. Clint, of course, Dr. Clint is going to, we're going to have the Nepalese children. I mean, it's just, I just really want, if you can be there to share this experience with us, really want to support you to do it. So hopefully you'll be there. And next year, God willing, spirit willing, we'll all be together and we can hug and dance with each other. But this year we're going to have fun on the Zoom.
We are. I'm so excited about it. I just have to share because, you know, we do have some very talented and creative people in the community. And so we are going to have an art show. And I came home from a trip to Savannah and I had something in my mailbox. And it was this beautiful art piece from Carol in our community from, she lives in Honolulu, and this was a gift from her to me. And then she also had a card that she has done. She does these mandalas. They're beautiful. And she's going to show some of her art in the art show. And she's been messaging me and she's been telling me, she goes, "You have no idea how much Ancient Secrets is such a big part of my creativity." She says, it would not be, she says, even just being able to participate. She says she was doing the marmas while she was preparing, you know, getting her video ready for the art show. And And she says in her video, she didn't express enough how much the Ancient Secrets has changed her life. And so I wanted to presence that here on the call. This celebration is going to be so amazing. Andrea has done an amazing job putting it together. And and Joseph and Susan have done such amazing work too. And they also have their art pieces showing in the show. Who else is on the committee, Andrea? Would you like to express thank you to them?
Yeah, yes, of course. Thank you. Well, of course, you are also on this committee, Jana.
I have done very little.
Surprise, surprise. And of course, Cornelia. There's also Sarah Jeet, who's leading the art segment. We have Jerem. We have Elio. We have Anne. She's going to be doing the dance party. We have Arshia, who's now back from India doing her Panchakarma. We have Esther Francis, our resident lyricist. And we have others such as Chris and Tia. They have contributed in spirit and continue to help us and guide us in so many wonderful ways by giving support. So, and if I forgot your name, please forgive me.
Yeah, let's see, Jody Curtis is part of it, and Janet Finney.
Janet Finney, of course.
And Daniel.
Yes, Daniel came on later, of course, yes.
Callie.
And Callie, yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
And Ellen Wood as well.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, so we're so grateful. These beautiful group of people have taken so many hours of their own time and donated it to this event. I'm so excited. So Cornelia, did you post it?
I will post it in a second. I just wanted to say, if for whatever reason you cannot be live, everything will be recorded. We have, in some stages, we also have breakout rooms. And so everything will be recorded. So even if you cannot make the days or you cannot make all of the sessions, you will have then a chance to watch it later on. I just wanted to share that as well.
I love that it's going to be recorded. What I love is that when we can connect together as a group, it just strengthens our bond. I mean, and that was just so evident with being in person. And of course, this event started where we did want to be in person, but we weren't able to do that. So it's truly evolved to the most perfect event. But I love it when we're all, when we can share our personal, and this is what we're sharing, our hearts, we're sharing our talents and our gifts in this space, and it's going to be so fun. And that's just it. When Christina and Ryan were talking about the fun at the orphanage, that's what I believe that this space is going to bring over Zoom. So thank you.
Yes, thank you.
May I?
Yes, please.
Put in my 2 cents here. The question was, what motivated me to want to be involved in the planning of this, and I think it actually began when this was supposed to be an in-person gathering, and the excitement of wanting to meet everybody and all these faces from around the world that we've seen on Zoom and to get together. And when that couldn't happen, what came was let's try to make this kind of the audience participation. This isn't just sit behind your computer and watch all this stuff happen, or it's not just full of a teaching or whatever, but it became something that we hope will involve everyone. Susan used the word immersion. We want it to be interactive. We want you to experience something in yourself, in your own home, in the closest that we could get to being together. And hopefully it will be that, and a way for everyone to get to know others in the community through their expression of art, or their expression of healing, or their expression of love, and how they put it out to the world. So it's very exciting. And it's been just a real gift to be able to work with all the wonderful people in this committee. It's been fun. You know, Clint's kind of proposal or guiding light was, you know, let love guide you. What will it bring? And people have stepped up. Everybody says yes. And that was, you know, part of becoming involved in the community was to say yes. I wanted to just say, yes, I'll do this. And it was as outside my box. And it's been fun to expand and get bigger and just say yes to this. And it's where love has guided me and guided us. And you see it guiding all of the people on this committee that get together every week. And you know, we share and we talk and we brainstorm, and the amazing things just come out. And so it's been wonderful, and invite everyone to join us and share in it. And that's what will make it what it will be, is by everybody's presence. So thank you. And see
I
you.
am so glad that this is not inside your box, because I don't want you inside any box. You and Susan are so radiant. Oh my gosh, you guys just radiate with love. So I'm so glad you're not in your box.
Thank you. Funny.
We so appreciate you guys. Luke, would you like to share?
Yes, Jana, thank you. You know, we were talking about miracles before and synchronicity, and, you know, miracles come in all sizes. And I've had one on this call, and I wanted to talk about it. And this is a result of Heidi. Heidi, this is about you. I've had a little miracle on this call just from listening to Heidi's emotional share earlier. And I'll explain what it is. I have a very, very dear soul friend. We've been together for 28 years, and we've been through a lot. And she's done some things and said some things recently which hurt me, and I didn't get a chance to express myself. And yesterday she sent me a text, and I took the opportunity to unload my hurt feelings about what she'd been saying and doing. And I knew I needed to do that. And it actually felt good in the moment to unleash, well, not unleash, but express myself. And I did it in a very nice way, but I expressed my hurt feelings, and she didn't reply. But even though I had a chance to do that, it weighed on me still. And I knew that now my expressing myself probably hurt her. So when Heidi was expressing herself earlier with her emotions, it was like a beam of light just touched my heart and went right into my heart. And I felt compelled in that moment to text my friend just from a place of unconditional love. The feelings of hurt I was feeling about what she had done dissipated. Just from Heidi talking and expressing her emotional love, it touched me so deeply in my heart that everything got released of my hurt feelings I was feeling for my dear friend. And I sent her this simple text, and all I sent was, I love you, dear one. I send you blessings of joy and love during your time in Seaside. Enjoy and be well. She's on vacation right now on the Oregon coast. And in doing that, I swear to you, it just released all these hurt feelings, and I've had a sense of peace and calm ever since then. It's not weighing on me anymore. I released it. It's this little unconditional love. And it's an example of the synchronicity we've been talking about and the love that we all share one another, where one person can talk, in this case, Heidi, and this Shakti energetic transmission comes through the screen, touches my heart, and releases these hurt feelings I was feeling for a dear friend. And it's just gone. And it's such, these are the miracles we have. And as we know, love is its own healing medicine. You know, we do marmas, and we take herbal remedies and home remedies and diet, and all of that is good. But love, I feel, is the
Sorry, go right ahead.
love is the most powerful, I feel, healing medicine. And that's how I feel right now. It's every cell in my body, ever since this experience after Heidi spoke, and I texted my dear friend, every cell in my body is just like bristling with joy and love and healing. It's just the healing is taking place within me. So I want to thank and bless this beautiful, beautiful community, and Heidi, you for expressing your emotional, authentic joy. You know, I've been in several other spiritual communities for over 4 decades, and I am still in some now. And Esther Francis and I were even talking about this on the phone the other day. Never in my life, in my over 4 decades of spiritual practice and spiritual communities, have I experienced the level of deep, authentic love as I do in this community here. And it's so healing and joyful. And I send thanks to Esther for telling Roma Rishi, who told me about this community. And I don't even have the words to express, you know, that even right now I could have a miracle of healing just from somebody expressing her own love and her own truth. So thank you so much.
I love it. Thank you so much, Luke. You speak such truth and wisdom, and it comes back to the first quote of the book. I didn't come to teach you. I came to love you. Love will teach you. And you bring up such a beautiful point with Esther, and how Esther shared this book with Roma Rishi, how Roma Rishi shared this book with you and many other people. And then you guys have all been connecting, and we have the opportunity now to be able to participate in this game that Clint has created, the 1008, where you give a book away to a person and they take a picture of the person who received the book. And then we share it on a website, and we're hoping to get 1008 people to share the book with another person. And then also with that, you'll be able to get a free gift. Cornelia, do you remember all of the details of that? She just put it in the chat.
No, I have to say, I don't know a lot about that one. I'm in so many other things, but this kind of went by me. It's the gift challenge. I have the link. So, but the information is on that website. If you click on that, then you will definitely see what this is all about. So if you go on, just click on the link here in the chat, then you find the website and then you can read it. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, because I'm struggling too but I believe that you do get a ticket to the celebration that Andrea and Joseph and Susan have been talking about. So we're so excited about that. So go ahead and click on the link. Belle, would you like to share? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry. Every Sunday, I'm just rather my little socks are knocked off by just what is here. And, you know, one sharing after another, it's just so exquisite. Really, mine is a practical matter, and it goes back to Roma Rishi and Tara. It's having an alternative to PayPal to send donations. And I understand that they have a Venmo account, but Tara holds the key to what, how is that lined out? You know, what is the Venmo account for them, so that those of us who don't use PayPal can send it that way. So if we could get that into the chat, that might be another opening for being able to donate.
Hi, Belle.
Hi, Tara.
It's the same email address as the as PayPal. So okay. I believe you can just do that, and it might come up and say something like TRR or TR Royer 108, and you'll know that you're in the right place.
Okay, and then sometimes they ask for a phone number. So would I just use your phone number that I have for you? I'll check it out. I'll try it out.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, I think it's probably connected. You have the option on Venmo to set it up with your email or your phone number. So it'd probably be best to do it with
Yeah.
the email. And you can,
So both PayPal and Venmo are romarishi108@gmail.com. ROMARISHI108@gmail.com. And
Yes,
this would
thank
be a
you.
perfect opportunity for me to thank every single person who has helped us. Some people immediately helped with giving us the money to fix our car. And our car is being fixed right now. So we hope to get it back tomorrow. The people have been incredibly kind and loving. And, some people could only afford to send $10 or $20. And every time we receive one of those, we know that along with that gift of $10 or $20, they're sending infinite love, which we are grateful to receive. Thank you so much to everyone.
It's great. And I just, on closing, I would love for us to rub our hands together to send to Jimbo, who was such the angel, as being spoken of, carrying Tara to and forth. He lives right in their neck of the woods, and we kind of miss that. So I wanted to.
before we do that, I'd like to rub our hands together for everybody who has spoken, all of the people that have presence love, and everybody in this community, whether they're on the call or watching the recording.
Yeah. Thank you,
Jana, Jimbo is on this call.
Jimbo, we do need to
You're
get
on
on
the
and say
call.
hello.
Yeah, so you can see them.
Yeah. Thank you for showing Seva. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. This group is such a blessing, and I am so happy that I am here. So, and I do want to share a little bit about the way that I met Romarishi and Tara, because when I came into this group, one of my wishes was that I might meet somebody in the group that lives near me. And I saw Romarishi and Tara on a call, and I said, wow, those people seem really cool. I was drawn to them somehow. And then just 1 week, as Romarishi said, we actually got put in the same breakout group together. And after a series of like 20 questions, we found out that we lived very close to each other. And I'm actually 8 miles from them in the next town up, and we live in the mountains. So that alone was a miracle. And then Romarishi's misfortune has been a huge blessing for me as a opportunity to be of service. And I feel healed by the experience. So I'm just absolutely full of love in being in this group, and I love all of you.
Jimbo, thank you so much. We so appreciate you. I just am reminded when I very first came into this community and I was doing some work with Clint. I was helping him with some data transcription so that everybody could be aware that when the book came out. And I remember I was writing a message somehow and I didn't know how to spell the word namaskar. It's not a word that I spell every day. So I grabbed the book and immediately this pulse of energy just went through my body. And I could feel and sense the prayers and blessings of this book. That so many people, you see them in the beginning of the book and even at the end. The prayers that have been placed on this book as far as every heart and every home. And I was amazed. It was so powerful. And I was so grateful that I received it. But this is what we're doing. This book has power. I had another, there was a person in our community, and I'm trying to remember, that had, here, let me mute a couple of people. She had the book in her home, and her boyfriend came in and said, "Oh, this looks like an interesting book." And he stole it and started reading it. And he loved it. He had some sort of ministry and was communicating to his ministry about the book. Then there was another, well, my sister, I had sent this book to my daughter, and my daughter had it on by the back door of her home, and my sister came to visit, and she says, "Oh, look, this is the book that Jane is involved in." She took it and she read it. I don't think she ever gave it back. I just sent my daughter another book, And I remember Clint secretly saying that he had hoped that people would steal each other's books and be able to, just they wouldn't want to give them back. Anyway, there's more to the stories, but this book has so much power. Just being in the home, it radiates so much incredible healing and power. And I think that this, and as I remember now about the 1008 books, in honor of Dr. Naram's birthday, where he has the desire for this message to be in every heart and in every home, that we as a community can send a book to another person and take a picture of us and a picture of them receiving it. And then the hope is that we get 1008 people on this list. And then as a thank you, that both of you receive tickets to, it's a $97 value, but tickets to the Unstoppable celebration. So thank you so much. Alicia, so beautiful to see you. Hello.
Hi, Jana. Hi, everybody. So nice to see you. I wanted to just take this time to remind everybody about the audiobook as well, because I had the book personally for a while, and I was flipping through it and making the mung bean soup, but I didn't read it from cover to cover for quite some time. I was even gifting it to people without doing that because I realized how powerful it was. And then I decided one day, I was like, I'm gonna get the audiobook because I'm a busy mother. I'm never gonna sit down and make the time. And I couldn't stop listening to it. I listened to it straight through, and it inspired me even more. So if you know anybody who doesn't have the time or is unable, it's difficult for them to read, recommend the audiobook, because it was so powerful for me, and I know it'll be powerful for them too.
That is such a great message. That actually is the reason why I asked Miriam to do the book summary. Is I wanted to get centered for the call, and I turned on chapter 3, and there was the message from Gia, and it was so powerful. And then she's like, "Well, can you tell me which part would you like to communicate to the group?" And so I have it on my Kindle, and I was able to take a screenshot and send that to her, as well as many people have asked me about the remedies in the book. And on the Kindle, I can just screenshot it and send it. So I recommend the Kindle book as well. And then, of course, you guys see my book. It's all beat up, and I've got it all marked up, and it's highlighted and paper clipped and the whole bit, because I use it so often. So anyway, it's an amazing, I don't think anybody on this call has not experienced a life change from this book, from this community, from this message, something large or small, Anyway, well, our time is getting near. Is there anything anybody would like to share? If so, please unmute. I just wanted to say thank you so much to everybody in this community. I so appreciate your support. Linda, I want to acknowledge you. Linda Russo, can you unmute for a minute? Linda, can you say hello?
Good morning, Jana, and everyone else.
This beautiful lady is somebody that I met in the Miracle Experiment experience, and she gives every single week from her heart. She helps Clint with the newsletter, the notification that comes in the email every single week. And with Clint being gone, and she and I had to tackle this together, it's amazing what she does every single week. And she has been such a very strong part of this community, and I just really wanted to acknowledge her. So can we rub our hands together? Now, Cornelia, can you spotlight her? And can we rub our hands together and send her a blast of love? Linda, you have no idea how much I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. It's all about giving from the heart. I'm not about the acknowledgement. I just love you all. Glad I could be of assistance.
She is one to get to know. If you don't know her, I recommend it. She's amazing. And so many, you know, I've had so many people that have said, you know, I've just wanted a friend, or I just wanted a connection, or I just want to get involved. Do it. If you see somebody and you want to connect with them, reach out. You know, I just think it's so important that we do. Marcia, you had something you would like to say. I would like you to speak. I love it when you speak.
Oh, I'm so hesitant to speak every week because it's something else to get involved with. I'm involved with so many great organizations, great, but I do have to say something. And Luke, when Luke was sharing, I knew that I had to share because how could I keep this in? I had an argument with my brother. I'm going to cry. Who is older brother? Look up to him, adore him. My God, he's my hero. And last week we have an argument because I couldn't take being the perfect person. So I lost it. And then he lost it. And man, this is not somebody you want to have an argument with. And now it's a couple of days later and blah, blah, blah. But there was a mama. Someone mentioned a mama, about a forgiveness mama. Right, was it the left hand? Right, pressing that in the left hand. And I'm going to send that to him because I'm done. I can't handle the pain of it. Fractured my love. I love the world. I love everyone. I mean, it's not that I can't allow this to happen. It happened. And now, you know, I don't like the word fix, but the mama, that's so perfect.
It is. So let me just explain. So it's the marma point on the left hand. And if you put your hand like this in an L shape and your arm in an L shape, and you use this thumb as support, and then you find the tender space in that little piece, there's a whole bunch of tissue inside that. Find the sore spot and press that 6 times. And while you're doing this, I was talking to Sue Yogi and she gave me an extra piece. And Susan was mentioning the red frame. Imagine the red frame from what it is that you're letting go in the past, and imagine it going down, to be recycled in the earth. Just letting it go, just absolutely letting it go. So just pressing that 6 times, many times throughout the day. So
what is the red? Explain what that means.
The red frame is basically just imagining the thing that you want to let go, and then just imagining it, letting it go. So the red frame just helps bring it into focus for you and be able to let it go. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I just, my God, how can I mean, I'm pure love. How could I let this interfere with my loving my brother?
Well, this is such a perfect example. Marcia, I'm so sorry to cut you off. This is what we do in the Miracle Experiment experience. This is such a beautiful example because we taught one of the principles of the book is Aditi Devo Bhawa, but also Atmiyata. And Atmiyata, both of them is, so Aditi Diva Bhava is whatever comes at your door, the unexpected guest, what comes to you, whether it be emotion, a situation, a person, whatever it is, that you see that as an unexpected guest, but it's the divine of coming to you, offering and surrendering a gift. And so as you're speaking about this, Marcia, I'm seeing, wow, what is the gift in this? This great thing, you guys have had this great relationship, and this is in the way. So it's like a weed, so let's just get the weed pulled out. And then once you pull it out, it may hurt a little bit, but then you can move on. Now the Atmiyata is, it doesn't, however anybody is treating you, whether they are treating you poorly or however, you still honor them. To me, it's the word namaste to the fullest. Whereas everything that you meet is namaste, just honoring them as the divine.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the listening of this community. It's very powerful. And
well, you sharing connects to every single person here. I mean, what Elena was talking about with her dream about us all being one. I mean, can you see the conversation that we're having, which I love it when all of us communicate like this. It intertwines. One person says one thing and it sparks another for something for another, which sparks another for another. I mean, Luke's phone call, what Heidi said sparked a phone call, which then sparked Marcia. It's contagious.
Yes.
This book is pretty magical. And look at the incredible community. And we're only at the beginning. We're only at the beginning. Yes, we have a lot of books that are being translated and they will be spread among the world. And what Roma Rishi said, it's going to be a tsunami, and it will be. And it's starting, the waves are starting to come.
I love it.
And that's what each and every single person here is so important, because we need you and your abilities. And it's not that we don't need you. It's if this is a fit, because this is an option. It's not the only option. Yeah, there's a lot of other things out there. But if this resonates with you and in your heart, which it does for me, because I've gone everywhere. I have gone to every single doctor. I have been looking in every single avenue, and I actually gave up. And then I found this, and I was compelled to join this community. And I have seen healing in myself that I have never experienced ever. And I'm so deeply grateful. And I know that some of the healing that I'm experiencing will take time, and it will. And I've been communicating with some very key people in this lineage. And I'm so deeply grateful for all the things we keep learning. And it's not, we're so used to the instant fix. And sometimes it's not an instant fix. But sometimes, like Dr. Steven says, we need to go get help instantly, and then we can fix the rest later. So I so appreciate you listening to your heart and your intuition. Robin, would you like to say something?
Yes, so I have not stayed up all night, like not being able to sleep, lying in bed, but not being able to sleep for a long time until last night. And so last night, the project that was going through my head was that I wanted to be able to take a little clip from Dr. Pranav's webinar so that we could do a little trailer for people to know why they would want to watch this webinar. And as I watched the webinar, I'm like, this is not going to do it. I think what needs to happen, and the process that my brain went through throughout the night was realizing that I wanted to make it basically, and just hearing you just now, Jana, I changed it to, I want it to be from us who are new to the ancient secrets, like, within the last couple of years, and have fallen in love with it so much. We want to share it with others. We want to teach it to others. We want to learn it well enough that we join the certification thing so that, and so I I put my email in the contact. What I'm wanting is, it's essentially going to be, if you want to live healthy and well, you maybe know how to do it right now, or maybe you have some issues, then we found this really cool thing. And we want to invite you to get on a webinar with one of our mentors, who's an Ayak Shakti Vaidya in India, and learn a little bit about Ayurveda and some home remedies, and give it a try. And maybe you'll want to get on a call with one of them, and you can contact through one of us in the practitioner program. And so, so I would like, because we wanted to make it like a minute, so I don't have time for long testimonials, but if you could give me a short written testimonial and a picture or two, or, your before and after or whatever, then I will include as many of those as I can. If these are real people whose real lives have changed with this. And this is going to be my video documentary gift to the world of how people might want to learn more about the ancient secrets.
So awesome. It just reminded me again of this. I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you. Love will teach you. And somebody was asking me about, some things I've done in the past. I was a coach for many years for a large organization. I was their top coach, and I coached many people during the week. And I told them, I said, I had to back off because the way that I was coaching, I was teaching, I was preaching, I was pushing, I was, you got to do it this way. You've got to eat mung bean soup, and the thing is it doesn't work. And when Dr. Clinton, this is one of the reasons why I contacted Miriam and asked her to do that clip this morning, where Dr. Naram said to the mother, Gia does not care about you understanding. Gia she's concerned about how she understands. And that is the key, is we as people need to listen to everyone and be able to understand them and where they are. Because I was on a call with one of my coaching clients this week, and she has knee pain, and she has, weight issues, and she's suffering some grief. She's had some real loss in her family. I sent her the book months ago, probably over a year ago. And I mention it every once in a while here and there. I don't push. And as I got off the call, I thought, you know what? She really would benefit if she would just open up in the book and find that home remedy for knee pain. Because Louisa really benefited from that knee pain marma. And Clint's mother really benefited from the marma and the home remedy. And I thought, it really would benefit her. But, if I mention it again, there's going to be a resistance. And she's going to say, no, I don't want to hear that. And so I'm going to step back and I'm going to love her. I'm going to love her where she is. And I will continue to mention the book every once in a while, just a little seed. And I know that eventually it will come to light. But it takes a while for people to make change. I've experienced it with myself. I've got some things going on, and my family's been saying, Janie, you just need to do this, you just need to do that. And I know in my heart, I have to follow the flow, just like Elena's dream. Elena, you said in your dream, I wrote it down because I thought it was so profound. Trust in your heart and allow yourself to connect to the flow. And that's what this is about, is this book is guided by love, the most powerful force in the universe. And if we push it, it doesn't work. And that's why the book is led, I believe, this is my philosophy, philosophy according to Jaina, but that's the reason why I believe that this is in the first part of the book. I didn't come to teach you. I came to love you. Love will teach you, because it does. Thank you so much. And Robin, I hope that everyone will send you their testimonials so that you can spread this in your way, because it's a beautiful way. You have a beautiful gift. You're a true healer. Esther, would you like to share?
Yes, I guess I'm unmuted, yes?
Yes.
I think we're near the end of our time together, and my heart wants to invite all of our hearts to put out our hands and our hearts to you, Jaina, not only for your service, but for the brilliance that you have as a weaver. And I got the images, like in baseball, you catch the ball and you know just where to throw it. And you know just where to throw it so it connects all the dots. And we get around the bases for home run after home run. See the love, the wisdom, the whole incredible tapestry. And thank you for that gift. The gift of your heart, the gift of your brilliance, the gift of your love, the gift of your generosity. And can we just rub our hands together and celebrate the
Jaina.
peace that you are?
Jaina, Jaina, Jaina. Thank you.
I love each and every one of you. You guys are all in my heart almost every day. And I love connecting with you all. And I know my time has been very, very limited lately. And I'm sorry if I have not gotten back to you. But just know that I hold you in my heart and that I love you. And I got to get through all the emails in my email list so that I can I've got to do some unsubscriptions or something so I can hear from the people that I want to hear from. Did you want to say something else, Alicia?
Well, first of all, I just wanted to thank Esther for doing that, because I was feeling in my heart as well that I wanted to send you so much love, Jaina. You've been such an amazing friend to me. Jaina knew exactly when to be there for me when I needed her the most, and she never fails to make herself available when I need her. And she does that for everybody, and she's such a special soul. I'm so grateful to you, Jaina.
Let's rub our hands. Let's rub our hands together and send Alicia some love. She's going through some incredible big decisions right now.
It's back to you, everybody. Jaina, you said something really special to me on one call, and she told me, you said that I was an important part of a call, and the truth is everyone's important, and we are all connected, and we're all intricate pieces of this amazing puzzle of love, and radiating it out to the world is a gift. And thank you, everybody, for being here and being mirrors for each other and helping each other heal and facilitate healing for others. So much gratitude to everyone. Thank you. I love you and I'm with you.
I think that's a perfect time for us to unmute and say, I love you and I'm with you.
I love you.
I love you and I'm with you. Love you and I'm with you. Esther Francis, love you, Robbie, love you, Linda, love you, Roma, Rishi, and Tara, love you, Lady, love you, Jimbo, love you, Heidi, and Aaron, love you, Cornelia, love you, Carol, love you, Jaina, love you, Cheryl, love you, Mirna, love you, Michael, love you, Barbara, love you, Clarice, love you, Marcia, love you, Mary, love you, Carla, love you, Jackie, love you, Joe Francis,
everybody.
Cornelia, Jaina, love you, Elio, love you, Dr. Clint, love you, Harvey, love you, Chris, love you, Mary.